we are at Chester Frost Park in Hamilton County because there are reports of Dunlins here.
I see one cormorant.
We started off looking at the muddy shorelines near the entrance to the park, where we didn't find much except for cormorants, killdeers, and lots of crows. And of course, the all-present bluebird.
Alright, let's go where the Dunlins were.
Next, we went to the place where the Dunlins had been previously spotted, but didn't spot them right away. Chester Frost is located on the Tennessee River, where in the fall and the wintertime, the water level decreases and leaves these muddy shorelines. That creates a habitat where shorebirds can find food and a spot to rest for their migration. It wouldn't have been a true rare bird hunt without some waiting and watching first. While we waited, we got to see several different kinds of birds, as well as one of my favorite kinds of birds, the belted kingfisher. It's a kingfisher! Finally, the Dunlins showed up. Now, previously, there had been 5 Dunlins on reports, but we only got to see 3. We were excited about the 3. Dunlins are a small, plumpy shorebird. Their winter plumage, shown here, is dull brownish with gray on top of the head, with a long, droopy bill, black legs, and white belly. Breeding plumage is a rusty, mottled back with a black belly patch. Breeds on the Arctic tundra, but winters on the coastlines throughout the northern hemisphere. It's typically less common inland though, so having one here in Hamilton County is a real treat.
That other point on the other side of the main campground, Rachel was able to spot shovelers last week.
Before heading off to our next location, we stopped at one more point in Chester Frost. From this point, even with our scope, the ducks and coots and everything else that's on the other side is really hard to see and point out. So basically the only thing that I could really see from this location was some American coots and strugglers because their bills are just so big. So, because we couldn't see much other than coots and shovelers, we decided to head to our next location, which is a stop at a hunting tract called Varner Tract, just down the road from Chester Frost. And it is a wet marsh with kind of like a field area that you can hunt in on certain hunt days. Since this is a swamp area, we saw lots of birds, including a few different types of sparrows, the winter wren, cedar waxwings, and my personal favorite, woodpecker, the red-headed woodpecker. The red-headed woodpecker is pretty distinctive with its bright red head, white chest, and black and white back patches. Both female and males have the same pattern. This medium-sized woodpecker likes to store food in the bark or wood of a tree by jamming it in the tree with their big chisel-like bill.
What is that?
They are primarily an eastern bird with their range extending from Saskatchewan, Manitoba, and Quebec south to Florida and the Gulf Coast. They are kind of scarce in our county, but they are around. But they are especially prevalent in this marsh and at Chester Cost all year round. Next, we went to try and find the Franklin's gull that we had tried to find in the previous video, but didn't have any luck. So we went back to Booker T State Park.
Well, I sometimes think that's him, but
There was a ton of loons and gulls and horned grebes.
he's just got a really dark spot on the side, like the Bonapartes. I don't think that's it.
Which we hadn't seen this season yet.
A lot of loons out there.
Yeah. Yeah. We had 32. Oh my word.
Well, we're scanning and, well, we haven't seen anything yet, but hopeful, and we'll continue looking for a little while. Now, I'm not entirely sure that this bird on the right is it, but we did see it through the scope eventually, and we're finally able to make a positive ID. So this is a lifer for us. Franklin's gulls are just slightly bigger than the Bonaparte's gull, with a dark smudge across the back of the head in the winter. That picture was taken by the local birder who first spotted the Franklin's gull. And yeah, it is the same bird. We only saw one, but there were two at first. We decided to end our birding day at Mulkey Point, just up from Booker T. Chasing rare birds doesn't always pan out, but we are thrilled that we were able to get both we were after. As always, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.